It is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interest. The real and effectual discipline which is exercised over a workman is that of his customers. It is the fear of losing their employment which restrains his frauds and corrects his negligence. All money is a matter of belief. Virtue is more to be feared than vice, because its excesses are not subject to the regulation of conscience. The theory that can absorb the greatest number of facts, and persist in doing so, generation after generation, through all changes of opinion and detail, is the one that must rule all observation. No society can surely be flourishing and happy of which the far greater part of the members are poor and miserable. Labor was the first price, the original purchase money that was paid for all things. It was not by gold or by silver, but by labor, that all wealth of the world was originally purchased. Man is an animal that makes bargains. No other animal does this. No dog exchanges bones with another. To feel much for others and little for ourselves, to restrain our selfishness and exercise our benevolent affections, constitute the perfection of human nature. The propensity to truck, barter, and exchange one thing for another is common to all men, and to be found in no other race of animals. The real price of everything, what everything really costs to the man who wants to acquire it, is the toil and trouble of acquiring it. Civil government, so far as it is instituted for the security of property, is in reality instituted for the defense of the rich against the poor, or of those who have some property against those who have none at all. No complaint is more common than that of a scarcity of money. The subjects of every state ought to contribute toward the support of the government, as nearly as possible, in proportion to their respective abilities. The invisible hand of the market always moves faster and better than the heavy hand of government. People of the same trade seldom meet together, even for merriment and diversion. But the conversation ends in a conspiracy against the public, or in some contrivance to raise prices. Little else is requisite to carry a state to the highest degree of opulence from the lowest barbarism but peace, easy taxes, and a tolerable administration of justice. The division of labor is commonly so great that each individual performs but a very simple operation. In this state of things, he is nearly always a common laborer. Happiness never lays its finger on its pulse. The natural effort of every individual to better his own condition is so powerful a principle that it is alone, and without any assistance, not only capable of carrying on the society to wealth and prosperity, but of surmounting 100 impertinent obstructions with which the folly of human laws too often encumbers its operations. Every man, as long as he does not violate the laws of justice, is left perfectly free to pursue his own interest his own way. What can be added to the happiness of a man who is in health, out of debt, and has a clear conscience? To feel much for others and little for ourselves, to restrain our selfishness and exercise our benevolent affections, constitute the perfection of human nature. All money is a matter of belief. With the greater part of rich people, the chief enjoyment of riches consists in the parade of riches. The proprietor of stock is necessarily a citizen of the world, and is not necessarily attached to any particular country. Great nations are never impoverished by private, though they sometimes are by public prodigality and misconduct. The first thing you have to know is yourself. A man who knows himself can step outside himself and watch his own reactions like an observer. Science is the great antidote to the poison of enthusiasm and superstition. No society can surely be flourishing and happy of which the far greater part of the members are poor and miserable.